Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 10, which supposedly is called Home. So, yep. Yesterday I did a video talking about the descriptions for The Walking Dead Season 3, Episodes 9, 10, and 11 because they were released by AMC. And number 10 is called Home. So that's the title of the episode, what that's referring to. The description may let us sort of draw a conclusion from that. Basically, the description, if you missed my video yesterday, or I'll just repeat it for the sake of discussion, is the group is preparing their next step. Rick goes in search of his lost friend, and meanwhile, Daryl and Merle are wondering if they themselves made the right decisions. The governor of Woodbury tries to restore order in the town and is planning to punish the people responsible for the chaos. Okay, so that's the description for the episode, and we don't have any trailers for it yet or anything like that. But I thought it'd be fun to sort of discuss what you guys think this could be referring to and the different possibilities. So, in the video yesterday, a few people had some good ideas. So the one I thought of right off the bat is that people have been asking for a long time when Morgan's going to return from The Walking Dead Season 1. If you guys remember from the very first episode of The Walking Dead, Morgan was a character that Rick meets. He's played by actor Lenny James. And basically, he's in a house. Rick meets his son, gets hit over the head with a shovel by him. And then, essentially, Morgan gives us exposition, which, for you younger guys, is basically where a character in a story explains some of the rules of the story or of that environment or reality. And he kind of explains to Rick that he's in a zombie apocalypse, essentially, yada, 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 all the details. And we last see him essentially using a sniper rifle to put down his wife, or seemingly so. But we didn't actually see that entirely. So we don't know if he was able to do that. But ever since Rick had the walkie-talkie in Season 2, he was trying to, in the end of Season 1, he was trying to contact Morgan, was not able to get a hold of him. And all throughout, people have kind of been wondering when they think he's going to come back. I've done a couple of videos in the past about it. And we know that during the summertime of this year, 2012, that Lenny James was in speaking with AMC about the possibility of him returning to the show, at least maybe for a cameo or something of the sort, and see what could happen with that. I think he was working on another project. I'm not sure if he still is. Another show, I think it was an English show or something that he was doing. I forget exactly. I'd have to look it up. But they weren't sure if he was going to be able to get the time slot worked out. So we'll see what will happen with that. But I think the fact that the episode is called Home, okay, which could be referring to Rick's hometown, going home finally, and his actual home, as well as the fact that Lenny James was talking about it last summer with AMC to see if he could work it out, plus the fact that in the description it says Rick goes in search of his lost friend, and meanwhile some other things are happening. Daryl and Merle are wondering if they themselves made the right decision. So the real question is, who is the lost friend that the description is referring to? Because the title is Home and because it's a lost friend, I'm assuming it's Morgan. I think that's probably the most likely thing. Plus, people in the past have given me, sent me private messages saying there are rumors that he will come, Morgan will come back to the show at around that episode. Some people have, sort of let that out. So, sometimes AMC has a trouble keeping lid on things. Now, whether or not they're correct, I don't know for sure. But I think that makes sense. Some other people have brought up some good points. One person said that it could be Andrea because she is sort of like a lost friend. And Rick may try to get her to come back to the group. So maybe she could be one of them. One of the possible people that could be being referred to as this lost friend. Daryl and Merle are wondering if they themselves made the right decision. So maybe Daryl and Merle left, and Rick is in search of finding Daryl. I mean, that's another possibility too. But it does say, meanwhile, that's happening. So it kind of makes you think that Rick leaves on his own. Because in the comic book series, he does leave at around this time to put down Shane. In the comic series, Carl shoots Shane and he dies, but they don't know until about now that when a character is killed, that they will turn whether or not they were bitten. Essentially, they're all infected with something, and it causes them to turn when they die, regardless of whether or not they were bitten by a walker. So he goes back to put Shane down, rides his motorcycle out to the campsite, and puts him down where they were outside of Atlanta originally. So maybe in the TV series, it would make sense for them to kind of have that part where Rick leaves, but maybe on the motorcycle or whatever, to kind of give it that comic book feel of what happens in the comics. Maybe Daryl's, we'll see. But instead of going there, because obviously Shane was put down completely by Carl the second time, instead of going there, maybe he will go back to his hometown and check on Morgan and see what kind of state it's in, whether or not he's there, you know? So, I mean, if the actor couldn't do it, they could still have Rick go there and not find him or something, or maybe have the place all overrun and him be gone, or who knows? There's a lot of different possibilities for what they could do with it. But I will say that if that's the situation and he's not looking for Andrea or somebody that goes missing in the next episode, you know, I think that makes the most sense to me anyway. I think that that fits the best because any other possibility like Glenn and Maggie, I don't think they're going to go missing. Daryl might, he's a possibility. Andrea might, she's a possibility. But other than that, I really don't know. And maybe that too is why Herschel's mad at Rick in the promo. You can see Herschel telling Rick to get back here. Maybe Herschel's thinking that you know, Rick's kind of running away from the situation, or he's, I don't know, like they've got all this stuff going on with the governor and all that. Maybe him leaving would, at this point, is a really weird time to leave at. You know, he may figure that the governor wouldn't be ready for a counterattack or anything right now, and he's probably right. He's probably not. But still, you'd think it'd be a weird time when they've just kind of gotten into this war, with this absolute war with the governor. Or maybe Rick thinks that they could go and live back in his hometown, clear it out, and move there or something, because he sees the governor's being such a threat that he wants to leave the prison. So those are some possibilities for what I think it could be. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there are other options. But I think it comes down to Daryl, Morgan, Andrea, or somebody else going missing. But I think that's probably it. I don't think anybody else really would have gone missing. Maybe Michonne. Maybe Michonne runs away or something. I don't know. But I think those are basically all the possibilities. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. Do you think it's going to be Morgan returning? I'm going to make a prediction, and I think that yes, it will be, or at least Rick going to his hometown to see if he can find him. Whether or not he finds him is dependent on whether or not the actor's willing to come back, and we don't know that either way. But I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Trev, saying peace.